the product manager of GeoCloud in Segal. With me is Arne Kristoffer Nordborg. He works as a business development manager in Segal, and today we'll take you through the GeoCloud offering that we have. First and foremost, we hope you are all well despite the circumstances. Segal has decided to run a series of webinars based on the situation that we are all in, and kind of show and tell a little bit about our products and how our solutions can help both existing clients and potential new clients with ensuring operations during the remote workforce times, to keep having productivity during the COVID-19 times. We know that for all our customers, the most important thing is to keep the business critical workflows operational and make sure that we can continue to work and operate both onshore and offshore and have collaboration between the two in the times that are coming now. So the format of the webinar is approximately 30 minutes. It will be recorded. The recording will be sent out 24 hours after the webinar, and it will also be available on our YouTube channel. Questions can be asked during the presentation in the chat window, and we will revert back to the questions at the end of the presentations. First of all, is a brief introduction to Segal for those who aren't that familiar with us. We started 20 years ago, and we have over the years evolved into a specialist in cloud and software for oil and gas. We have grown, as you can see in the slide, both organically and inorganically through acquisitions and mergers, and also with our clients. We serve today more than 13,500 end users across the globe. Our users are based everywhere, and so are Segal. We are present at all major oil hubs. As you can see, we go from Kuala Lumpur in the east and all the way to Calgary in the west, in Canada. So all the oil hubs are covered by Segal. We have a portfolio set up with products and services, and they are threefolded. We have solutions for all phases of the value chain. GeoCloud is the E&P cloud solution for digitalization and collaboration. At the left-hand side of the slide, it's our largest product, and it holds large market shares within exploration and production. We also do, at the right-hand side, software, and we have been doing software for many years now, which are unique software in both the G&G and also data management. We are also the biggest contributor on the Ocean Store. The bottom pillar, which are consultancy, is done with a wide range of consultancy services. We do everything from IT consultancy to G&G consultancy, all the way over to business consultancy and advisory. Two colleagues of mine, Terje and Trygve, had a presentation in the webinar series yesterday. So please check that out if you are interested in looking at the consultancy services and how to optimize your business continuity plans and processes through the YouTube channel of Segal. When we talk challenges for GeoCloud, we have had a focus on oil and gas for many years now, and the whole energy sector. We as a company has created products which is the foundation for GeoCloud around some of the challenges that we see across the industry for E&P. So we see the link, if we start left-hand side, the link between E&P and IT is rather big. That's a known fact that there is special requirements for E&P. We have large amounts of data. We have really graphic intensive applications and workflows. We need to collaborate globally, and we have to have production ongoing both onshore and offshore. We saw the link between E&P and IT for our own company as well when we merged back with the Blueback Reservoir back in 2014. Them being both consultants and product specialists within G&G and data management, and for the Segal side, which are IT savvy, that we kind of have a different approach to what IT is for an end user. The most important thing is that it works, it's highly performant, and that it's flexible to reach. So we know that IT and IT trends are important and we follow them closely, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is the experience of the value generators, which are the geoscientists. The second one is digitalization, and that is important. We all see and read articles and blogs daily on the topic of digitalization. We get explained what it is, what it means, how to benefit from it, and how to start the digitalization journey. In GeoCloud, in many ways, is what we call a digitalization hub. The solution consolidates your data, which means your company's data, and then enables you to create new technology, keep existing technology, and incorporate tools and solutions in which can benefit the whole organization. So every line of business, which then again acts as a starting place for digitalization. We have distributed organizations. Many of you who are listening right now are sitting cross-country, cross continents, cross departments, and many organizations are distributed with people being spread across both countries and continents. We also see many consolidations and mergers now, and with large amounts of users, data, and applications, GeoCloud supports a distributed organization and then again helps reduce those silos around the globe. With the shift and the involvement of public cloud, a cloud strategy at the right-hand side is crucial for any organization. GeoCloud takes this into consideration, and we will help you incorporate and empower your cloud strategy. That means that GeoCloud can integrate with and optimize the IT solution you guys have today. So it can deliver according to your cloud strategy. So for your business, you will just continue to have a focus on developing value, and we will help facilitate GeoCloud so we have an optimal end user environment, also in a public cloud scenario. We deliver a petrotechnical desktop as a service in GeoCloud. In short, GeoCloud and a petrotechnical desktop as a service is moving all the data and all the petrotechnical applications from the machine that you have. You might sit with a machine in the office space today under your desk, move all of the data you have on that machine, all of the applications into the cloud, and we provide that as a service from Segal. That means that you as an end user will be freed from being sat at the machine you have in your office space and can then work from any machine, from home, from a cabin, from some remote or mobile working situation. If we look at the left-hand side, people and users are the most valuable assets. So by incorporating GeoCloud in your organization, you ensure that your users get the best possible experience with the market's best E&P cloud solution. GeoCloud matches your organization's processes and is delivered based on the ITIL framework. Product development is done via Agile methodology Scrum, which means that the frameworks we have to both deliver, operate, and continue to develop GeoCloud is based on the most used methodologies in the industry. On the technology side, it's based on best of breed. So it's technology from leading suppliers with a big mix of Segal's own intellectual property. We ensure that you as a customer gets the best E&P cloud solution possible. And what we end up with is this possibility to after you move the data and the applications into the cloud, you enable the head office at the top right corner to continue to work. In a situation we have now with the COVID-19, you can also continue to be efficient via home office or just have a mobile workforce working wherever it fits your business. Historically, GeoCloud has been adopted by customers who want to benefit from this flexibility, the scalability, and the performance that the GeoCloud offers. But we also see now, with the increased focus on digitalization and the need to improve and increase efficiency, we see a slight change in adoption to also be driven by digitalization, because we have said, and some of you might have seen that before, that GeoCloud accelerates digital transformation in E&P by making resource-intensive workloads, like geomodeling, for example, available to the end users. And it fits in well as a starting point for an organization's digitalization process. We have 4 main benefits that GeoCloud drives, and those 4 are flexibility, collaboration, performance, and scalability. We'll focus on flexibility first. On the flexibility, we'll talk about us being vendor agnostic, so Segal being vendor agnostic. We'll talk a little bit about access to data and applications, the cross-border collaboration, and a little bit about high availability offering for information security. We have the privilege of stating that GeoCloud is the only vendor agnostic E&P cloud solution in the market. Other vendors focuses on a more limited scope of applications or business segments or workflows. With GeoCloud, that allows GeoCloud to be in the space where we support any application from any vendor, and you having a mix of applications to facilitate your workflows and make every business segment able to influence the choice, if you allow them to, the choice of applications for their business segment. An example would be that your end users would like to do interpretation in Petrel from Schlumberger and doing modeling in Decision Space from Halliburton, for example. So since we are vendor agnostic, we can facilitate any mix of applications, tools, and plugins to make the everyday work for your end users as smooth as possible. It's also important to say that in these times with digitalization, we are also partner agnostic. That means that if you have digitalization initiatives with different partners, we are vendor agnostic on that side as well, and will help you to facilitate the digitalization initiatives you might have with other partners as well. When it comes to the high availability offering that secures data integrity and information security, with GeoCloud, we provide a high availability offering. We have that built in that protects data integrity and information security. So utilizing GeoCloud, it won't be a problem like with an insight we have now with COVID-19, that your data is, since the data is consolidated in another country, an office space can just basically be shut down. The users can go home and continue to develop and deliver value to the business. So we are over at the second one. We'll talk a little bit about the collaboration. So it's a personalized access to GeoCloud. That means that you as a user, you will get access to what you are supposed to get access to. You will have global data sets. That means all data, all raw data to an archive, to active projects will be moved into the GeoCloud environment. That also goes for the whole application suite. But the access to that data is personalized. Arne-Kristoffer will also show us this later. What it means is that John Doe, when he logs in, he will have access to application A and project 1. Jane Doe will have access to another application, so application B and project 2, so a different data set or different project. Edwin Drake at the far right-hand side, he will, due to his role as a geologist, have access to both application A and B, and project 1 and 2 as well. So it's dependent on how your business setup is. Are you defined by your name or your role? And that is then the access you are given in GeoCloud as well. So that is something you control as a customer yourself. We are over at performance, and we'll talk a little bit about scaling based on the user's needs. I'll explain that now in just a short amount of time. We also have workflows defining the resource availability, talk a little bit about graphic processing, and also a slide about the cost optimization. So when we talk about the performance, what it really comes down to is not everybody needs a heavy workstation. It's based on what you are doing, what your role is in a company, and also based on the tasks that you are doing day to day, is the amount of resources that you need. So we can say that based on the role you have in your company, you might have different requirements to how much resources you need to have on your machine. What we do in GeoCloud is that we do a continuous mapping of the resource usage. So in the slide we have in front of us now, we see just a percentage on the screen. So that's now 22%. If we move to the next slide, 38. So that could be, just imagine machine number 2. Machine number 3 shows a resource usage of 51%. What that means is based on the logged amount of resources. So this is an agent that are built in. So it's a GeoCloud agent that follows the environment, brings out the data, and shows exactly how much. It's not based on any feelings. It's just based on the numbers, how much CPU the users are using, how much memory, etc. So different resources on the machine. And then that gets pointed back to us with on the right-hand side, a recommendation for how much resources that user needs. And this is a crucial benefit for GeoCloud, because when you move from a physical workstation into the cloud, or even if you are in a cloud solution today, you might not have the resources that the user really needs to be functional. And also on the cost side, giving more resources to users than they really need is also a costly affair. So that is one important thing to keep in mind. We are over at the last one, which is scalability, and that is last but not least. So the presence we have with GeoCloud today is all over the globe. Pretty much, we are strong in Europe, as we can see on the map, but we are also in Middle and South America, and we are also down in Australia at the right-hand side of the map. The incorporation of GeoCloud on Azure, which Stoffe will show us later on, is also very important for GeoCloud, because it gives us the ability to deploy GeoCloud rapidly to all Azure regions around the globe. That means that we can scale, we can reach the end users, bring the GeoCloud environment close to the end user to have an optimal working situation for all the users. When we allow for working from anywhere using any device, we enable digital collaboration, we reduce the carbon footprint, and we are also cost effective and energy efficient when we use GeoCloud, which is important because since you can do collaboration globally across borders, you reduce the amount you have to travel around to do collaboration. The last slide for me before we move over to Stoffe is just a given situation. I'll show a really quick video. It's just to say that in this scenario, we have a customer and the customer have an Azure first strategy. So that means they want to go public cloud. They have an enterprise agreement, and that might be applicable for many of you today, where you have an enterprise agreement with one of the big suppliers of the public clouds. But you still, with the enterprise agreement, you want to use and utilize your enterprise agreement, but you want an optimal environment for ENP. And it's important for us to say that both for GeoCloud as a standalone solution in your environment to incorporate with the corporate IT solution you have, that is possible, but also using GeoCloud as a data room is something we see a lot of requests for now. And GeoCloud in Azure is also delivered as a data room, so just keep that in mind. So I'll just show a quick video before we go over to you, Stoffe. So in this video we have up on the screen now, what I do is in the portal I click, I want to build a new GeoCloud on Azure. Everything we do in Segal is based on, when we build a solution, is standardized and based on code and automation. So we have an approver, that might be a business approver. I set the location, so that's really the only input we have to give, is the location where we want to build. So that could be Asia, it could be the US. In this case, it's Europe. So I set West Europe. I put in a mandatory comment, so that could be a PO or a VBS if you have an SAP as a system. We click the button, we can see top right corner that it's sent through. We approve that it's going to be built, and what then happens back end is that it's sent and it starts to build the GeoCloud environment in Azure for us. So if we just move along, we can see right there that the script finds West Europe. We can see that in the Azure location there. That was the input we gave. It starts to build, and we can, if we move over to Azure, we can now see GeoCloud West Europe is built in the middle of the screen, left-hand side. GeoCloud West Europe is built. The resources started to fly in, and this is in a customer with their own Azure tenant from Microsoft. So it's just to keep that in mind, that we can build GeoCloud as a data room or as a solution for you on your enterprise agreement from Microsoft. Okay, Stoffe.
Thank you. Can you please confirm that you see my screen now?
Yes, we see the portal.
That's good. So this is the interface that the end user, if you like, the geoscientist like me, receive when you have the GeoCloud solution, where you have your different icons with different icons, whether you want to go to your page, where you want to download something, whether you want to go to a store and get information about or get some additional software. And you have a set of favorites, if you like, icons on the top here. One of those is the GeoCloud on Azure, which is just simple. You just open it through a Citrix workspace, start it here, and you will then automatically come into, as you can see to the lower right here, a GeoCloud on Azure solution. For those of you familiar with GeoCloud, you usually have an on-prem solution today, but this is the solution on Azure. What's also important to say here is that, as also Alex mentioned, it's a vendor agnostic setup. So we have Geoteric here, we have Olga here, we have Blueback plugins here, and obviously further down you will see that we have a set of different Petrel versions. We also have a full setup with Microsoft Office and Office 365, of course, included in this setup. So I have cheated a bit and already opened Petrel. So this is my Petrel project where, to do a little bit of marketing, you have the Blueback plugins in Marina here, for those of you familiar with those. And you can see Petrel here spinning with some attributes I have generated, where you easily can go in and scan through a project. This is the bulb, the field, for those of you familiar with it. This is a field that Equinor with partners made available in this digitalization process we've been all working hard through the last couple of years, where you have a full data set available, where you can load your interpretations, your surfaces, your seismic, your well logs, everything into this setup. Imagine the situation where I'm working on a project, and this is potentially a data room where we have a set of users in different locations that would like to have a look at this particular data set. And they don't have any access to data at the moment, and they don't have any access to applications. Luckily for me today, I'm not only a standard Petrel user, but I have also the possibility to give access and build users in different locations for to work on the data like I'm doing. I can then go in here under users as an IT manager, if you like. Not that I'm planning to be that in the short time, but I have then a setup here with my user, which I can then say I would like to make a copy of. I can then go in here and say that this is John Doe that would like to work with this particular setup. I can give him a username, and I can build up locations. I can give a mobile number if I like. I can go in with a title, as I say. I can give a location. If it's a different city, I can say that this is in Hamburg, for instance, which is Germany, and the company. And I can show here that I would like to give this particular person admin rights, for instance, and I want this account to last for a week. I want this user to have availability in this data room for a week. I can then save the user, and you will see now creating user John Doe. And I will then, hopefully within a few seconds, have a new user, as you can see here, John Doe, that then will receive an email and can log on to the Azure on GeoCloud and continue working. Here you see everything was finished producing. Then he can also access the same data as I'm accessing here, and we can continue working on this particular setup. We're quite happy with this, and we see the demand of these data rooms from our perspective as something that can be important for quite a few clients. And with the mirroring options and with the options of sharing globally with Azure, as Alex mentioned earlier, this is becoming quite a unique solution for us. So I think that was a short intro and presentation of the user interface and how we can set up things in GeoCloud when working on it. And I'm not sure if all of you are in Oslo, but for those of you in Oslo, you can see at the end here on my personal portal that we will have fantastic weather over the weekend. And I wouldn't call it summer, but late spring is finally coming. If there are any questions, feel free to just type them in on the chat below. If not, we'll hold the line for a few minutes for you to, if there is anything to discuss. So thank you very much for your time. And please feel free to contact any one of us in Segal. We are available in most locations, and we are also producing, as mentioned, a video of this webinar that you will receive within 24 hours. So thank you very much for participating.